Hi guys, Togre here for a new World of Warcraft video. This video is a Elemental Shaman Pvp guide video based around people from 1k to 2k rating, so it's not a rank 1 guide, that is for sure, but I feel like I can maybe more close to the people that are watching this video, and maybe we can just understand each other, because a rogue from 3k that is your partner won't play the same as the rogue of 1.5k in your 2v2 or 3v3 comp. So I feel like this guide could help a lot of people. That's why I'm trying to do it. So let's talk about the talents first. So the 15 row, the talent row 15. I always play with Echo of the Elements. Makes your lava burst has 2 charges, and whenever it gets resets, it grants 1 charge. It is pretty much. It should be in your mind baseline. You should never change between those. Echo of the Elements should be baseline for elemental shamans, and so I hope Blizzard will change that and will replace that talent with maybe Ice Fury or anything. But those rows will not change in any form. But Echoing Shock is also one of the most interesting spells for Shaman, and you will always, pretty much 99%, play with Echoing Shock. Elemental Blast is maybe interesting for BGs. You can crit around 5, 6k, and you can also have more crits, haste, or mastery. It's quite of a Pandora box. You never know what's in it. The level 30 row is Earth Shield. Earth Shield is pretty much mandatory in arenas, a little bit less in BGs because you can play with Static Charge, for example. But I feel like the Earth Shield makes you more reliable, more interesting to play, but also more individual. So you don't really need to be always with a healer in BGs. You can also play with Earth Shield, and it will save you most of the time, and will make you very tanky for the people. People will hit you for 5k, and you realistically only got 2k on your face because of Earth Shield. Um, Master of the Elements is the talent I go for on 35 row. I sometimes change it to Storm Elemental for PvE, or for Torghast, or for BGs. But I feel Master of the Elements really mesh well with my playstyle. I really like to weave some lava burst between my stormkeepers, which makes it really big. It can crit for 12k. It's ridiculous. So I like most of the elements. Nature's Guardian is my choice for like 99. I exaggerate. It's more 80% of the time. If there is a Disc Priest or a Shadow Priest versus me, I might go for Ancestral Guidance or Wind Rush, just because I'm scared of the mind games that could kill me at 35% if it procs at the same time. It has the same CD, 45% like mind games. So they decided to F us up with that talent and mind games. Thank you, Blizzard. Talent row 45. I pick Primal Elementalist for 80% of my games. It is really strong, 80% more powerful. Gives you a stun, gives you a wall with Earth Elemental. With your Fire Elemental, gives more burst. A meteor that can do 3k damage without critting, and it is quite interesting because it does more damage. Again, if I feel like there's no real pressure versus me, I don't really need a second wall, or I don't really need a stun because I play with a paladin. I like to play with a Surge of Power. Surge of Power makes your lightning bolt hit an extra time on your stormkeepers. So when you do stormkeeper, the lightning bolt will hit a third time, not a fourth or fifth. I don't, it never happened to me, but it hits a third time, which makes 5k, 5k, 5k. Or example, if everything crits, it can crit 10k, 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 and someone gets deleted. Well, it never happens, unfortunately. but it is really strong. It is really really strong. If you don't need a wall, if you don't need a stun, if you don't really need your earth elemental to be the control master that it is already, then again I will pick Surge of Power. The comps that I'm thinking about is, for example, Demon Hunter with a healer. Often I play with Surge of Power. Um, Monk, I will never play with Surge of Power. Paladin, I might play with Surge of Power depending on the healer I'm facing. Mages, with only one healer, I play with Surge of Power. I don't need Primal Elementalist because I have a Holy Paladin that I can rely on. The shame is I like Ice Fury, but I don't like Ice Fury on that row. I hope they change it. I hope they put Ice Fury on the 15 level row, back where it belongs. And Echo of the Elements, please be baseline, because it is really annoying that every shaman picks Echo of the Elements, because it is by default the only thing that we need out here. Echoing Shark is interesting, but you don't need to function it to function as an elemental shaman. Echo of the Elements makes your elemental shaman an elemental shaman. Even restoration shamans use Echo of the Elements in talents. Just means it's really strong and really mm, the only valid option. On the 15 row, I go for Stormkeepers. Is the only option that realistically is interesting for us in Arena because of the 1 minute CD. It has loads of damage. I use Stormkeepers to scare people off, not really always to kill people, because it happens when people don't respect the Elemental Shaman. But when they respect the Elemental Shaman, what you do is you try to test people. Okay, Stormkeeper. Pa, 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 pa. Someone is going to die or not. No, they don't die. They pop a wall. Okay, okay. We'll continue. We'll continue. Stormkeeper. Okay, he doesn't die. We continue. We continue. We go Primordial Wave. Echoing Shock. Lava Burst. Not dying? Okay, we continue. Primordial Wave. Echoing Shock. Stormkeepers. Lava Burst. Lightning Bolt. People die. That is my playstyle. Stormkeepers, you use it in the beginning just to test people. If they react on it, then you know, okay, Stormkeepers will not get used in your burst window. But if they don't react, I mean, you can use it on your burst window. If they react on it, then you really know, okay, I might use Stormkeepers just to get some CDs, just to kick a kick, just to get some scary reaction from the people, and then you might go with your burst Primordial Wave, Echoing Shock, Lava Burst, with your Earth Shock, and Lava Burst again with Wind Speakers. The only problem I have with Ascendance, I really like it because you can also proc Echoing Shock and Primordial Wave from Ascendance, but it's a 3 minute CD. If they might change it to a 2 minute or 1.5 or 1 minute, 1 minute is maybe too strong, but a 1.5 minutes CD or a thing that makes it possible to have it sooner, then I might play it because I really like Ascendance, but often or not, you pop Ascendance, you get one Lava Burst off, you get kicked, you get stunned, you get CC'd, you get hexed, you get polymorphed. You don't have any silence protection around Shaman. So if you play with against people that have two kicks and with multiple stuns and multiple CCs and CDs, you won't be able to pull it off. On the PvP talents, Sky Fury Totem, Lightning Lasso, and Grounding Totem. Those two I never change. Sky Fury is really interesting for bursts. Lava Burst always crit, so it's always 20% more damage. And if you Stormkeeper's crits, generally they die. Lightning Lasso, 12k nature damage without critting, 5 seconds. Well, what can I say more? It's really strong. It's a stun. If they trinket it, it's good because it's not your kill condition. It makes your your kill target more able to die afterwards. But if you use Lightning Lasso when he has like 10k HP, they are pretty much dead if the healer is CC'd, or if it is a healer, they are pretty much dead. So a grounding totem, I use it more often than the other things, But if I change I change it for Counter-Strike totem versus a rogue or versus a warrior. If I feel like they will forget about it, or if I feel that I need to have a scary totem that they need to kill to get to me. I also play with Swelling Waves because of the conduit. It is really strong because you can heal and get your priest or your druid, if you play with 1 and 2s, save their mana, and you can heal yourself for 50% more. Actually, 3 seconds later. It is interesting if you crit. You get a full heal anyways if you crit. So and the only other one that I try to play more on a few maps is as Traveling Storms. It makes your CD to 30%, and you can also cast on allies, pushing people off edges like a warrior. It's quite deadly if they don't have CDs up. They can charge, they can heroic leap on you, but still 30 seconds is really really short. Versus a monk, it's really strong. It's really strong. You can Durnstorm all their images, slow them, try to gain time, put a stun, a capacitor totem on you, stun them. You got your Traveling Storms, Thunderstorm again off the ledge. You can't come back from it. The other talents are not really interesting. Spectral Recovery is more a resto talent. You won't be using that much. You don't have enough PvP talents to make it worth it. Elemental Attunement, I don't really cap my Maelstrom. If I do on my Stormkeepers, I feel like it's not going to get super much value out of it. I feel like I will get like one more Earth Shock per game more with it. Um, so I say no. Control Lava makes your lava surge not instant anymore, which is really a bummer. I feel like this is such a PvE talent and not a PvP talent. I feel like anyone that is playing with Control of Lava are really like overestimating the damage that can provide, like times 3, like 45% more damage on your lava burst. But it's only one lava burst, and again you need to proc it multiple times and not cast lava bursts. Like you need to play around lightning bolt if you want to play with Control of Lava, and that's not what's happening in Shadowlands. Purifying Waters, your HP is way too low at the moment, so to make it worth it, to get 3% more health from purging. And excuse me, in twos you won't be purging all the time. You will purge, but you won't get the full value of it. Maybe a restoration shaman if there is a possibility, or maybe in trees where you maybe have more time to purge. For the conduits, for the covenant, let's talk about covenant. Necrolord is the best covenant for elemental and for restoration. So if you are Venthyr, it might be stronger in the future, but again, are you able to even get the cost off? I feel like elemental is around surprise damage. It is not around seeing people cast and being scared of it, except for Stormkeepers. If you're scared of a lava burst, a cast lava burst without echoing shock and without primordial wave, then there might be another problem that you have in your team. But again, Chain Harvest, if it's cast, it's not that interesting. Also, what makes it strong on Enhance is the extra damage that it provides with Maelstrom weapons, and not really the Chain Harvest alone. It also heals. I feel I feel like it's good for enhance, but not for elemental. And Kyrian and Necrolord, Night Phase really not we cannot even talk about that. Like even in PvE, it's not that wow. It's not that interesting. So I use Plague Divisor because I don't have enough points for a second conduit slot. I might play with Emily once I have everything unlocked because I like the 5% more health. I like the fleshcraft while moving, but I need to sacrifice one potency conduit, which that's why I use this for my restoration spec. And Bonesmith Hammer might be good in RBGs and BGs because of the Forgeborn Reveries. But again, you need to have everything unlocked to have the best possible spec for Elemental. And what I use on my elemental is tumbling waves because I like the chance that I could have to surprise the target a little bit more. I could like spray people up with this talent. I play with vital accretion, which makes me super tanky. It's 21% more HP with my Earth Elemental, which is a 1 minute CD, so it gets a 1 minute 21% extra more health. It is super interesting versus any double DPS comp. It is super interesting versus Rogue, super interesting versus Mage. It cannot get dispelled. It is one of the better conduits that we have. And it's only at eye level 158, so I can't imagine when it's going to go 200 or more. I play also with high voltage because I like to have the chance on my Stormkeepers to have two Earth Shocks because I have the legendary Wind Speakers, which makes my Earth Shock proc the Lava Surge with 20% more damage, and it really makes it's really my burst window very long but also very spiky. I also use with I also play with refreshing waters. It's healing surge, 18% more effective on yourself. And if you play with swelling waves, it is really interesting, and it is maybe a little bit too OP. But the only thing that's hold back the elemental to be OP is not enough PvP talents. If we get like one more PvP talent slot, I think we are borderline god tier, but for now, it is my Conduit as Soulbind spec, I'd say, because for me it's a talent pro I really like. I hope that Blizzard will maybe upgrade it, make it longer, or make it a little bit different, because I feel like season 1 is like this. I don't think season 2 will be the same. Endurance conduits are really good on shamans. Finesse are a little bit less interesting on shamans in arenas because a lot of things are not applicable because bloodlust. But also crippling hex, which is used on healers most of the time, and reducing their damage is not a priority. Thunderous Pulse is one of the better ones, but I feel like the endurance ones are the better conduits. Potency, yeah, Call of Flame is more PvE. I don't think we'll use Fire Elemental for the full duration. If we do, it's often for dampening games, and I feel like Tumbling Waves is more interesting to play with than Call of Flame. And same for high voltage. I like the chance that can provide extra maelstrom. 25% is a lot, like about one lightning bolt, which makes like in one Stormkeepers I get like double, one time double maelstrom, which is often enough for one Earth Shock. Shake the Foundation is not good for PvP. Legendaries, I will talk about only a few legendaries that I feel that are a good alternative for elementals. So it is Earth and Harmony. It is a defensive legendary which makes you super tanky on your Earth shield, which heals you for 10%, about 10% HP every time it procs behind below 75%, and 10%. Since you have 9 stacks, it can heal you 90% if it gets used for 9 stacks, and you can always reapply it as much as you like. So it's really strong, really defensive. I don't really like to play it like that. I need to unlock it just to try it out, but it's really strong. I see a lot of people playing this on the ladder, but yeah, in twos, not really my style. In trees, I feel like you can play a little bit more offensive. Deeply rooted elements. Casting lava burst has 7% chance to activate ascendance for 6 seconds. I feel like they need to buff it a little bit and it might be strong. But now 7% is a little bit too low and 6 seconds is way too small. Like it's not that you are perma casting lava burst on demand. You cast maybe 2 lava bursts, and if they let you cast it, that's really lucky, because if they are smart about elemental shamans, they know that the spell that you need to kick is the fire spells and not really the nature spells, because you have a lot of spells that can replicate anything, because Permanent Wave is shadow spell and Echoing Shock is elemental, which cannot get kicked except if you are going for Elemental Blast, which is on the same row, so won't happen. Elemental, I use Windspeaker's Lava's Resurgence, really strong. I already explained it, and I really like it. So for now, I'll keep it. I might change it for Elemental Equilibrium, but I feel like it is way too random. It gets activated like instantly, and you need to use your Echoing Shock and your Primordial Wave before any Fire, Frost, and Nature spell, and then maybe if you do a Lava Burst, you will do 15% on your whole burst window. But then again, you need to not cast any Nature, Frost, or Fire spell in the meantime. That is a little bit too much for Elemental Shaman, because you like to test people, you know? This is for the legendaries. Let's see the rotation and bursts. I will just show you the burst because the rotation, yeah, you don't really have a rotation for PvP. But the general burst is Primordial Wave, Echoing Shock, and you go for Lava Burst if it's not instant. And generally, yeah, you have around 25k damage. It can proc overloads. If now I'm not really lucky. I didn't go get off any overloads. But if it overloads, it can easily kill anyone without wall, without defensives, without any CDs in an instant. And I didn't even use Stormkeepers. If I use Stormkeepers, for example, here, I'm going to show it right now. What I do, I hide my Sky Fury, I go Primordial Wave, Echoing Shock, Stormkeepers, casting Lava Burst, and now I just do whatever, you know. And I already overkilled like 4 or 5 people with it. I'm with 80k damage, and I didn't even get lucky on overloads. Look, no overloads. I only play with Lava Burst and Lightning Bolt. Lightning Bolt Stormkeepers, only Stormkeepers, 30k damage. It's about 2 GCDs. It is really strong. I critted for 15k one time. So Elemental Shaman is really fun at the moment, and yeah, what like I said, I use Stormkeepers to test people. I also didn't. I also didn't use my Gladiator's badge, so it didn't pop off. Um, yes, so I use Stormkeepers to test people off. Oh fuck! I'm running away. Okay, you're not putting defensives. Still not? Really? Okay. Let's put some burst. Lava burst. And you're dead. You're dead. Look, you're dead. And now I got some overloads, some procs. Yeah, and I killed you like 2 times, 3 times over it. Like, Stormkeepers is my testing people spell. And I can also use it in my bursts, but I can Stormkeepers and I'm Lightning Lasso. Oh, you don't trinket? Okay, you trinket. Let's go. Second round. Ah, I didn't put flame shock. But still, you see what I mean. Lightning lasso is not really your kill condition, but it makes your kill target in condition to get killed. So it's really interesting. So now let's talk about the comps. I feel like if you play in twos, you will need to play with a healer. You don't really have a choice. DPS, you will get drained. You won't have the time to kill anyone. The game will only last 1 minute if you play with another DPS. Like, you will kill the target or you will get killed. And if you win, often than not, you get carried because you just were there to get you soak the damage. That's it. You're getting getting people on you. That's it. And that's why I prefer to play with a paladin. Now paladins are everyone wants to play with a paladin. So if you don't get a paladin in LFG or you don't have a mate, I will go for a druid and then with a priest. Why druid? Because they have cyclone, they have a lot of tools to run away that you really like. Priest is really interesting for mind games and for fear, but they get out of mana real quick because you will just soak. Elemental Shaman will just soak a lot of damage. That's the principle of Elemental Shaman. You cannot avoid any damage. When you get stunned, you can't even wall except if you have Earth Elemental up and your wall. Okay, it is 12 seconds, but you cannot cast it. You cannot cast it in stuns. So you need to be realistic and play around the idea that you will get hit, that you will get hit for hard. But when you're going to get to hit the target, you will probably kill like any targets. So like it's really strong. I mean, do I need to say more? Like, I didn't time it, but I'm pretty sure it's even less than 6 seconds. It's your combustion, but on a lower CD and with more setup. But you cannot get spelled. You cannot get kicked except if you lava bursts or stormkeepers in front of them. You have kinda all the time of the world when you're doing it because you're not going to cast it like that in game. You will stun them or you will slow them, prepare them, but it's really strong. In trees you will play with fire mage or balance druid or a red paladin or a warrior for a thundercleave, for example. There is loads of comps that Elemental Shaman can play. And they are pretty much on the verge of God tier, in my opinion. It's really strong, just needs a little bit more haste, a little bit more mastery, maybe some changes on the talent rows. And it makes it really strong. Um, so the end word is that Elemental Shaman is one of the better specs in Shadowlands. We are really lucky to have that spec because it's really fun to play. It's quite addictive to play because the damage is so surprising. Like every game is different. Like each game that you're going to play will feel different, will feel like different from any other game that you played because you can have echoing shock, primordial wave, echoing shock, and lava burst, and 8 lava bursts comes out because you have loads of overloads, and people die just because of those two spells, and they cannot dispel it. They can flee, but again, if you're a warrior, will you just run away versus a shaman when they just do instant spells? That won't happen. So I really like Shaman, and I hope you guys liked that guide. It is quite long. I wanted to make a 15 minutes video, but I feel like I had a lot of things to tell about that class. I have like four more classes that I play. I mean three more. Distro lock with a demonology lock. Those two I play. Fury warrior because I really like Fury. I play arms, but Fury is really the only spec I like to play as warrior. And I also play Survival Hunter. And Survival Hunter is for me more fun than marksmanship, and I want to prove you guys that it is a fantastic spec, and I want to give you some guides about it. Please comment below what kind of videos I can make. Give me some feedback. Did I help you? Did I s- show you how the power of Elemental Shaman in a few seconds, in a few explanations, and I hope I kind of help you to upgrade your level into 2K, 2.2K rating. I know myself that when you play in LFG without Discord, it might be tough, and again, a lot of people are making fun of low rated games, but they don't know that a lot of people don't play with Discord, or don't play with the ideal class compositions, of with the ideal eye levels. um, there's still people with 1k rating and they have like 221 eye level, and the reason is maybe because they play bad, or maybe they play with a wrong partner, or they don't play with Discord. There's a lot of reasons behind it, and I feel like a lot of people are trying to diminish people trying to learn the game, and I'm here to help you. Hopefully, I will help you. So please like, subscribe, and share the video around. I hope you liked that video, and if you disliked that video, please comment below why, and help me improve my videos in the future. So thank you for watching. Have a great day. Be safe out there, and we will see each other in a very short while. Bye.